These next few weeks are going to be critical for this administration and for the promises that have been made to the American people and for the reasons why Americans voted en masse for President Biden and his administration. And so I do believe that these two bills are very, very essential for that. I do believe that in order to, kind of fulfill some of the promises that he's made, we have responsibilities to work really hard as a Congress to make sure that we deliver on those two bills. And I'm hopeful, frankly, that we'll be able to do that bipartisanly. The infrastructure bill passed the Senate with 19 Republican votes. And if the proportion of the House were to be mathematically formulated, it would be more than 80 Republicans ought to be in support of that infrastructure bill. As Mr. Axelrod reflected, the second bill, the Build Back Better bill, is a litany of really important investments in the American people. And that's indeed how President Biden was elected on the platform on which he was elected.
The president, for reasons I've just articulated, I think, politically speaking, he needs a win. Is he going to get the $1.2 trillion win on Monday?
I don't know exactly if it's going to be Monday. Certainly, I and a number of my colleagues have been working very, very hard for the past week and a half to make sure he holds to, and the speaker holds to, that guarantee that we will vote on that piece of legislation this week. I am very hopeful that it will be Monday, and it's certainly something we've been asking for. And that, I think, would be a good step in the right direction for investment in infrastructure, hard infrastructure.
Congresswoman, it's like a game of chicken between the more moderate influences within the Democratic House caucus and the more progressive. And I guess we're all kind of waiting to see who buckles first. Your thought?
So good people can disagree on how to get to where we're going, but I think we all understand just how important it is that we do get that second package across the finish line. And so I think if I've learned anything in Washington is that it all looks like a disaster until it's not. And I think we all understand how important this particular piece of legislation is. Right now, as we speak, it's in the Budget Committee being processed and marked up, and hopefully we'll have the opportunity to see that piece of legislation on the floor potentially as early as next week, but probably a little bit further from that.
A final point. I think David made a wise political observation that if the 3.5 is defined by its number and not by its component parts, then it's a losing argument. You get the final word.
I completely agree. I think what's in that bill, again, we're going to be responsible for making sure that we're messaging how critical and important those investments are in schools, and in children, in healthcare, in greening our economy. Those kinds of things are very popular, bipartisanly popular with the American people. And this is an investment in the American people like none other that we've made in recent generations. And so we will hopefully be able to pass it and then hopefully be able to message how critical and important these investments have been.